Lesson 2. Attacker profiles and Cyberattack Lifecycle. Attacker profile cyberattacks are carried out by different types of attackers, each with their own motivations, resources, and preferred methods. Click the arrows for more information about the profile type of each attacker. Cybercriminals. Cybercriminals are a common attacker profile. The dramatic increase in the number of ransomware attacks in recent years generally is attributed to cybercriminal groups, which are also invested in other crime-for-profit activities. They are also known for the proliferation of bots and botnet attacks, where endpoints are infected and then organized collectively by a command and control, or C2. Attacks serve state-affiliated groups. Some high-profile attacks against infrastructure, governments, voting systems, or major corporations have been linked to state-affiliated groups. These nation-state sponsored attackers have political motivations. They are often organized to influence or disrupt the confidence of a social, political, or economic market. Hacktivists. Hacktivist groups perform high-profile attacks in an attempt to showcase their political or social cause. They often seek public recognition or notoriety because their main goal is to garner attention for their specific cause. Cyberterrorists. Cyberterrorism is typically associated with nation-state or state-sponsored actors and aims to cause large-scale disruption or physical harm. Common targets include critical infrastructure, such as power grids, transportation systems, and public utilities. Script kiddies. Script kiddies are novice attackers who use publicly available attack tools without fully realizing the implications of their actions. Many global incidents have been initiated by script kiddies who acted alone and without specific intent. Cybercrime vendors. Capitalizing on the service model of cloud computing, many threat actors now rent or sell their malware and exploits, including business email compromise (BEC) and ransomware, as cybercrime as a service (CCS) offerings on the dark web. Vendors profit from the purchase or rental of their services and potentially earn a commission from the attacks themselves. Additional services often include volume discounts and 24-hour support. The Cyberattack Lifecycle. Most successful cyberattacks follow a predictable sequence of steps known as the Cyberattack Lifecycle. The Cyberattack Lifecycle illustrates the sequence of events that an attacker goes through to infiltrate a network and exfiltrate or steal valuable data. Blocking an attack at any step in the life cycle can break the chain and effectively defend your network and data against an attack. Step 1. Reconnaissance. The planning phase. The goal: gather intelligence to identify ways into a target network. The attack. Attackers look for open doors. This includes scanning for technical vulnerabilities in software, but it also includes social reconnaissance, like searching social media, company websites, or public records to find names and roles for a scam. The defense. Defense begins with end-user security awareness training that focuses on topics such as social engineering techniques, e.g., phishing, piggybacking, and shoulder surfing. Social media, e.g., safety and privacy issues. Organizational security policies, e.g., password requirements, remote access, and physical security, but also includes continuous monitoring and inspection of network traffic flows. Effective change and configuration management processes help to ensure that newly deployed applications and endpoints are properly configured. Step 2. Weaponization. The preparation phase. The goal: couple an exploit with a delivery method to create a trap. The attack. The attacker creates a package. Examples include hiding malicious code in a PDF, creating a fake login page, or even preparing a physical USB drive with a virus. This is often customized to look like something the target expects to see. The defense. This usually happens on the attacker's own systems, making it invisible to you. However, by analyzing past weapons found in the wild, defenders can update their systems to recognize similar patterns in the future. Step 3. Delivery. The launch phase. The goal: get the weaponized package to the target. The attack. Attackers next attempt to deliver malware to a target endpoint. Common methods include phishing emails, malicious website links, infected file shares, or even watering hole attacks where an attacker infects a website the target frequently visits. The defense. Breaking the Cyberattack lifecycle at this phase of an attack requires visibility into all network traffic to effectively block malicious or risky websites, applications, and IP addresses and prevent known and unknown malware and exploits. Step 4. Exploitation. The trigger phase. The goal: activate the malicious code by taking advantage of a vulnerability. The attack, the trap, is sprung. An end user may unwittingly trigger an exploit by clicking a malicious link or opening an infected attachment in an email. An attacker also may remotely trigger an exploit against a known server vulnerability on the target network. The defense. Security countermeasures include proactive end-user security awareness training, vulnerability and patch management, malware detection and prevention, threat intelligence, blocking risky, unauthorized, or unneeded applications and services, managing file or directory permissions and root or administrator privileges, logging and monitoring network activity. Step 5. Installation. The foothold phase. The goal: to establish persistence by installing malware or tools that give them ongoing control of the compromised system. The attack. The attacker installs a backdoor or malware. They often try to gain higher privileges, like becoming an admin, so they can move around the network freely to find more valuable targets. The attacker can move laterally across the target's network, executing attack code, identifying other targets of opportunity, and compromising additional endpoints to establish persistence. The defense. Use network segmentation and a zero-trust model that monitors and inspects all traffic between zones or segments and provides granular control of applications that are allowed on the network. Step 6. Command and control. The remote control phase. The goal: in the command and control phase, compromised systems communicate with attacker-controlled servers to receive instructions and transmit data. The attack. Attackers establish encrypted communication channels back to command and control C2 servers across the internet so that they can modify their attack objectives and methods as additional targets of opportunity are identified within the victim's network. They also do this to evade any new security countermeasures that the organization may attempt to deploy if attack artifacts are discovered. C2 traffic must be resilient and stealthy for an attack to succeed. Attack communication traffic is usually hidden with various techniques and tools. The defense. Breaking the Cyberattack lifecycle at this phase of an attack requires inspecting all network traffic, including encrypted communications, blocking outbound C2 communications with anti-C2 signatures along with file and data pattern uploads, blocking all outbound communications to known malicious URLs and IP addresses, blocking novel attack techniques that employ port evasion methods, preventing the use of anonymizers and proxies on the network, monitoring DNS for malicious domains and countering with DNS sinkholing or DNS poisoning, redirecting malicious outbound communications to honeypots to identify or block compromised endpoints and analyze attack traffic. Step 7. Act on objectives. The final goal. The goal: in the final phase of the Cyberattack lifecycle, attackers carry out their intended goals. The attack. Attackers often have multiple goals such as stealing data, disrupting operations, or spreading the attack, destruction or modification of critical systems, and denial of service dose. This last stage of the Cyberattack lifecycle can also be used by an attacker to advance the early stages of the lifecycle against another target. The defense. Monitoring and awareness are the primary defense actions performed at this phase. The need for a cybersecurity framework. Cybersecurity professionals use frameworks that describe attacker behavior in a consistent, structured way. One of the most widely used frameworks is MITRE AT-TANCK. MITRE AT-TANCK. Mapping behavior. Not tools. MITRE AT-TANCK organizes attacker behavior into a structure that helps security teams understand what is happening during an attack. Tactics represent the attacker's goal at a particular stage of the attack. Examples: gaining initial access, stealing credentials, moving laterally through a network, or exfiltrating data. Techniques describe the methods attackers use to achieve those goals. Examples: phishing, credential dumping, brute force password attacks, or exploiting a software vulnerability. Subtechniques show different ways attackers might accomplish the same objective. MITRE AT-TAN-CK includes different knowledge bases for enterprise systems, cloud environments, and mobile platforms because attacker behavior varies across technologies. High-profile cyber attacks. Attackers' goals are varied and generally associated with financial gain. Examples of high-profile attacks. One Stryker cyber attack in March 2026. Medical technology giant Stryker was hit by a massive wiper attack that caused a global disruption of its systems. The attackers compromised administrative credentials within Stryker's Microsoft environment to remotely wipe over 200,000 devices, including laptops and employee smartphones. 2 Movite cyber attack in 2023. The widely used file transfer software Movite was the target of a massive cyber attack. A ransomware group exploited a zero-day vulnerability to steal data from thousands of organizations globally. Unlike typical attacks that target a single company, this supply chain attack allowed hackers to access sensitive information by compromising the trusted software that businesses and government agencies rely on daily. 3 Colonial Pipeline cyber attack in May 2021. The Colonial Pipeline, which supplies 45% of the U.S. East Coast fuel, was hit by a ransomware attack after hackers gained access via a single compromised VPN password. Although the attack primarily targeted business systems, the company proactively shut down fuel operations to contain the threat, leading to widespread fuel shortages and panic buying.